Okay, what I have for you next, I have to admit, this is a pleasure to watch. I am really enjoying the entire Trump administration just falling all over itself to try to deny this blockbuster bombshell story about Donald Trump calling troops who died in combat losers and suckers. I already told you when the Atlantic reported it, Trump denied it. Then the AP corroborated it. They kept denying it. Fox confirmed it. Chaos at Fox News. CNN now has quadruply confirmed it, and they have no idea what to do. And at one of those Gong Show press briefings Friday, Trump said both that the source for the story doesn't exist and that the sources for the story are lying. So hold on. Are they real and lying, or they don't exist and are made up by the media outlets? All four media outlets. Which is it? And this is amazing. And Trump barely able to speak. You will hear him say here 3.5 years. It just makes no sense. He's making no sense.
Have gone after me more than any president in the United States in history, in the history of the United States. And it's a shame. It's a shame. And despite that, we've done more in the first 3.5 years than any administration. There's been no administration that's done more. When you add it all up, there's been no, despite all of the horrible political games that have been played, but there's nobody that's been able to do what I've done, and that includes the Great Mission Act, because what Obama passed was a joke. It was a joke, and we took it to a level that nobody thought possible, and that includes accountability. So it's a disgrace that somebody's allowed to write things like that. It could have been, a lot of times the sources aren't sources that don't exist, and sometimes the sources are just people that are disgruntled former so-called employees.
As Aaron Rupar said on Twitter, it's a sort of choose your own adventure here. Is it there are fake sources made up by the media outlets, all four, or is it that these are disgruntled former employees who are lying? The briefing didn't get any better. Here, Trump started to attack his former chief of staff, John Kelly, on the suspicion that John Kelly might be the source. But the question Trump was asked was, did you disparage American soldiers? And Trump, instead of denying it, attacks John Kelly and then says that also the weather was the reason why he wasn't able to go to that cemetery in France. The fog prevented him from going to honor the troops, a claim which has been widely debunked since.
Wasn't even able to function in the last number of months. He was not able to function. He was sort of a tough guy. By the time he got eaten up in this world, it's a different world than he was used to, he was unable to function. And I told him, John, you're going to have to go. Please give me a letter of resignation. And we did that. And now he goes out and badmouths. Now, there are people that are jealous. There are people that are upset that they're not here anymore. There are people that we've done an incredible job. The virus came in, and now we're doing an incredible job again. We're going to build it up bigger than it was before the virus came in. But I don't know that it was him. I haven't seen that. I mean, I see anonymous, but it could have been a guy like a John Kelly, because he was, just so you understand, he was a very, you look at some of his news conferences, what happened to him. He got eaten alive. He was unable to handle the pressure of this job. This job was a tough job. Mark Meadows doing a great job, but Kelly was unable to do that. And as far as that day, I mean, we have so much proof as to going to I went to Paris and the environs, and I was all set to go. They had a rainstorm, the likes of which you've rarely seen. The fog was so great. It was as dense as I've ever seen.
Just unable to stick to any topic ever. Then Trump said again that the Atlantic story is a hoax, ignoring, of course, that at this point it had been corroborated by the AP and Fox News, and after this briefing by CNN as well.
I know you spoke earlier about the Atlantic story, and you referenced the number of administration officials who have come out to support your...
No, we have 11 people. I was just told we have 11 people. There is nobody that feels more strongly about our soldiers, our wounded warriors, our soldiers that died in war than I do. It's a hoax. Just like the fake dossier was a hoax, just like the Russia was a hoax. It was a total hoax, no collusion. Just like so many other things, it's a hoax. And you'll hear more of these things, totally unrelated, as we get closer and closer to election. The magazine is a failing magazine, and nobody called me. Nobody called me from the magazine, said, "Do you have a comment about it?" No, they just write whatever they want to write because they figure you can't get sued. You can get sued, but it's a very hard bringing lawsuits.
Of course, the other things Trump mentions also aren't hoaxes. The dossier was real with lots of accurate things and many things that are still unconfirmed. The Russia thing was not a hoax. Dozens were arrested. The Mueller report couldn't exonerate Trump. The Senate Select report pointed out that a lot of the allegations were true. So none of them were hoaxes. And then Trump wrapping up hilariously by assailing the reporters in the room as children asking terrible questions and then bizarrely thanking them for their presence.
Biden getting asked questions that are really meant for a child to answer. Anybody could answer. And I look at the level of question that you people ask. I mean, honestly, it's disgraceful. So I want to thank you all very much. We appreciate it. And we're doing very well. We're very, very proud of what's happened with respect to the economy.
I just love that. Your questions are childish. You people are disgraceful. Thank you very much for being here at my press briefing, which couldn't exist without you actually being here. This is a man falling apart. And this was only part of the press briefing. I want to kind of separate it into stuff related to the soldier story and then other things that happened at the rally. I mean, I'm sorry. That's a Freudian slip. Other things that happened at the briefing right after this, because there is much more to discuss. If you are anything like me, you probably aren't thrilled with the idea of going into a doctor's office right now. And thankfully, there's a practical and affordable way to take control of your health and get personalized care from the comfort of your home. It's a service called SteadyMD. They're one of our sponsors. You take a quiz, you get matched with a licensed primary care physician who understands your health needs. You have a 1-hour video call with your new doctor. You establish a meaningful relationship with them. And after that, your doctor is available to you anytime by text, phone, or video chat. This is not a random doctor on call. Each doctor at SteadyMD has a limited number of patients, so they actually have time to listen to you. You get the personal attention that you deserve. They can do almost everything an in-person doctor can do: perform medical evaluations, talk to you about health concerns, send prescriptions to your home or local pharmacy, and anything they can't do online, they'll quickly set you up with an in-person provider to do, things like blood tests as an example. You don't need insurance. It's only $99 a month with no other fees or copays. There are so many practical advantages to using SteadyMD for primary care, and it's also so much more affordable. Go to steadymd.com/Pakman to take the free quiz, see which doctor is right for you. I took their quiz. They matched me with a doctor who specializes in my particular health needs and situation. The doctor they gave me is a really perfect fit for me and my medical needs. There's no risk, no commitment to get started. Just click the link right underneath this video.